purple shirt, and she has a pink hat. You have a purple shirt, and I have a blue hat. Thomas Chi, what's up, bro? Hopefully you're well. All right, we have a lot to talk about today. As always, when majors come around, we have a really good time here. So thank all of you for being here with us. So our 13-year-old daughter, Liliana, wrote. She actually prepared a song, and supposedly she wrote it in a very short period of time. And she, by popular demand, is going to start the show with another song. So she wrote this song over the past hour for you. Lily, what's the song called?
It's called "Who Will It Be?"
Who Will It Be by Liliana.
Yes, and it's about the French Open. Okay.
It's about the French Open.
Okay, here we go. French Open, here it comes. No, that was completely wrong.
It's okay. You can restart.
French Open, here it comes. Let's look at the draw. Who do you pick to win? Whose name will you call? So many people to pick from. So who will you choose? Only two will win. All others will lose. There's Joker and there's a dog. Where the heck is better? Two big shots, one is gone. Hope it gets much better. Some rooting for Alcaraz, others for Zverev. Ask that do you even want to slam? No hope for Zverev. How about the women's draw? Now that's a coin toss. We have Ronicon who went to Swiatek. Where has Serena gone? French Open 1, 2, 3 blast off. Come watch my parents show. Big.
It's not funny.
This is a gnarly song. Can you try to catch it again? Can you do
I'm
it?
just gonna restart.
Can you do it from the top?
Okay.
All right, let's go. Come on, let's go. Yeah, take it from the top, girl. Let's go.
French Open, here it comes. Let's look at the draw. Who do you pick to win? Whose name will you call? So many people to pick from. So who you would choose? Only two will win. All others will lose. There's Joker and there's Nadal. Where the heck is better? Two big shots, one is gone. Hope it gets much better. Some rooting for Alcaraz, others for Zverev. Has that dude even want to slam? No, for him. How about the women's draw? Now that's a coin toss. We have Ronicon who wins Swiatek. Where has Serena gone? French Open 1, 2, 3 blast off. Come watch my parents show. Big giveaway at the subs. Let's go!
That was good. That was funny.
Yeah, let's go. Vamos, let's go. Come on.
That was funny.
That was excellent. Good, you know?
So people might get mad when there's Joker and then there's Nadal.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Zevra was brought up. Oh,
Yeah, she wrote that. Check
Has
it
that
out.
dude ever won a slam?
Yeah, she wrote it.
Has that dude ever won a slam?
Yeah, she went Eminem on him and started penciling. That means she's on your way. It's always good.
Has that dude ever won a slam?
The difference between someone
Where the heck is Federer?
Yeah, the difference between someone freestyling that and the difference between successful artists is that successful artists write down what they do. And I would keep that. I would frame that. Let's get down. Okay, are you ready? Starting today's show, stick in if you want, Lily, no problem. Usually she likes to depart. Adios, Lily, give her a thumbs up for that, though. So I think the last show we did where you sang there was like 871 views or something. So there should be 871 thumbs up for her. Come on, that took courage, believe me. All right, you want to shift over? Let's go, Lily. Vamos. Brilliant. Keep that. All right. Hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Thanks to Lily once again for her wonderful music, and that one she wrote specifically for today and about the period of an hour. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to get right into the fantasy teams that we selected. Carla and I, we do a fantasy team competition for $100 with all of you. Just subscribe if you want to play. That's the only thing. Otherwise, it's free. And 2, we do a $500 cash giveaway, which involves predicting the men's finalists, the women's finalists, and both winners. If you hit that, you win $500. If there's a tie, we split it, or we split the tie by the fantasy team. Anyway, there's a video out there for that. I won't bore you with that now. But right now, we're going to start right off with the storylines for this French Open. There's a lot going on in the world of tennis. What are some of the biggest storylines right now leading into the French Open, whether it is the French Open itself or whether it's the biggest story, in my opinion, the ATP and WTA taking points away from Wimbledon, rendering it not much more than an exhibition, right?
Yeah.
In terms of points.
No, it's not an exhibition though. It's just the points. That's it.
Right. So not like an exhibition, it doesn't have points. So what I'm telling you,
Yeah. I
So-
got what you're saying.
statistically, at least becoming number 1 in the world, if you're number 2, if you want it type thing, it's not going to help you.
Right.
What are we talking about? So because the All England Club with the Wimbledon Championships, right?
Mhm.
They banned anyone from Belarus or Russia from playing in the tournament, right? I think the French Open just advises them not to put their flag next to it or the acronym of their indigenous country, right?
Mhm.
So the ATP has taken their points away, meaning that if you win a major, which is generally 2,000 points, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to get those points. So with that said, does this make a difference whether or not you win this major or not? Do you still win a major, or the points besides
The
being
points are irrelevant.
irrelevant,
They're
right?
irrelevant. Who cares? Big deal. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's a slam. It's important. It'd be different if like you didn't have a whole bunch of people playing, like, you know, like Margaret Court's time. It was just Australians. Then you have to be like, but no, everybody's gonna play except those that cannot play because they were banned, unfortunately.
I think
And I don't think Sabalenka was going to win Wimbledon. I don't think Medvedev was going to win Wimbledon. I don't think Rublev was going to win Wimbledon. I don't think Azarenka was going to win Wimbledon.
just because you don't think so doesn't mean that wouldn't have been the case.
I don't think it would have made a big difference.
So you're telling me there's no shot Medvedev would have won Wimbledon? There's absolutely
He has out of everyone, he has the best shot. Probably he's the one that's hurting the most.
It's still a what if though.
Come on, you tell me Sabalenka's going to win a slam?
No,
No,
but
Azarenka?
it's possible. Is it?
Nah, it's
is
not
it-
possible.
Is it statistically
Not
possible?
on grass.
How can you tell me it's not
Not
possible?
on grass. The more, the one with the better thinking technique-wise wins that slam. It's been proven that usually,
Oh,
except for Bartoli.
okay.
I don't know
But-
what the
but-
hell
but-
happened there.
but-
That was Lisicki being stupid.
Okay. Serena was a big hitter. She won this a plethora of time.
But
Venus
she could
Williams is a
volley,
big
she
hitter.
could slice. Sabalenka doesn't have a dominant serve like Serena or Venus did. She's not even 25% of what those players were.
And I think Sabalenka, time and time again, has had some double faulting issues.
Come on, Azarenka's done.
Is it a huge story? A question number 1, and you can put it as a poll. Can you put a poll question? Does the ATP and WTA taking away points, does it change the meaning of winning a major? Right?
Does ATP
You get what I'm saying? Does an athlete think any different whether they get points or not if they
taking
won
away-
one of the 4
taking
majors?
away the points. Make a
Given what
difference?
Carla said, maybe
Make a difference?
given what Carla said that Medvedev wasn't going to win it anyway, or Azarenka wasn't going to win it anyway, I disagree with her. By the way,
Well,
I totally
okay.
disagree with you.
It's
on
not
that.
an asterisk slam.
What about
That's-
Sasnovich? Did you forget about Sasnovich?
It's not an asterisk.
She's got a chance, Carla.
Justin
How
Timberlake.
can you?
Justin, it's not. I hated that they're banned, but what I'm saying by them taking away the points, that they weren't gonna play anyways. How is it gonna affect them?
Well, I understand that, but you're saying just because if Medvedev doesn't play, or if Sasnovich doesn't play, or Azarenka doesn't play, you're saying it doesn't really put an asterisk on the draw because they weren't going to win anyway.
No.
Everyone has a chance. Everyone has a chance.
Everyone at the French Open has a chance.
Everyone can be Sonego. Everyone can be a Sonego.
Justin, not at Wimbledon.
Everyone can be a Sonego.
Nah. Come on, man. Nah.
Who are some dark horses that have done really well at Wimbledon? What about Goran Ivanisevic winning the damn thing as a wild card, Carla?
Tennis was different back then.
Oh, now
name a wild card that's won it recently.
That's a good poll question. I will send a set of.
Then all of those that follow Raducanu and were at the Go band with them, they should put an asterisk on that tournament.
Raducanu? Who?
Yeah, I'm just saying. You're gonna have all the players here. Just saying.
I'll send a set of diadem strings if you're a player.
Nobody put an asterisk on 2020. Good point.
Good point.
Why would you put an asterisk on this one when you got all the big hitters, all the big players?
Exactly.
That's my point, but you're getting on me about it.
No. I understand what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. Right? There's been times
where. Put an asterisk when Novak was disqualified.
I agree with
the asterisk on Thiem and Zverev because that was one of the worst finals.
Okay, so we're talking about the cup half full or cup half empty, right? Because there's been times where some of the big three haven't played a major, right? Nadal's been hurt, or Djokovic got a ball hacked to the throat, whatever, and someone else kind of jumped in, right? Mm-hmm. But the tournament wasn't even allowed to start for them. They didn't even get an opportunity. They were just like, hey, you're from there, even though you probably haven't lived there in the past 15 years. Mm-hmm. But do you understand what I'm saying? I think we're assuming that these certain players maybe are pro wherever they are from, but they're really not. They're business people. They're trying to feed their own lifestyle, their families or whatever. And I think it's morally wrong to say you can't play my tournament because you're from this country or you're from that country.
We know it's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's not going to change. So bitching about it is not going to change. So them taking away the points is not going to change anything. The same players are going to play that were going to play before, minus if you're from Russia or Belarus, which sucks. But again, I think the biggest player that's getting affected is Medvedev. That's it.
All right. Well, I will send another set of Y-Tech strings if you're a player. And hey, it's nice to get a set of strings, worth $20 US, $15 US, whatever, to the first person that can tell us who was the last French man or who is the last French woman to win Roland Garros / the French Open. When I was a boy, it was always the French Open. Now it's Roland Garros. Who was the last French man and the last French woman to win Roland Garros?
Did you find out about
okay.
the women?
Yeah, well, we thought one was Canadian, but then we realized
I was right. Okay.
Yeah. So
I was right, yeah.
Anyway, we guessed them both, except we had the wrong year on the guy, and then we guessed the same girl, but for a second we thought she was from a different country. Anyway,
she changed.
If someone,
there you go.
Gene Swart got it. Gene Swart hit it. If you're playing whatever, that I'll send it to you. And yes, Thomas Chi, Gene Swart out there. Gene Swart, by the way, in the chat, and Thomas Chi in the chat are two fine young men that play our fantasy teams, and they actually created a system in which to score. It's really quite impressive, and we all work together to deliver a good product to you. So much love to those two. But yes, those were the last two, Yannick Noah in 1983 and Mary Pierce in year 2000. However, we were talking about, we thought Mary Pierce was Canadian.
She was. She changed. Something changed. She changed.
Anyway, Gene, if you want the strings, let me know. I'll even, because you're in South Africa, I'll send you a couple sets. So if you have a racket, I'll just send you a couple sets, because one coming from there, whatever. All right. But let me know if you want those, Gene. No problem. I'll send them to you. The guy that owns the company, Ivor Savage, by the way, shout out to White Tech Strings, by the way, shout out to Diadem Sports, Adam Friel. Anyway, they help us out a lot with stuff to give to you guys. Okay, starting right now with the men's side of the draw for Roland Garros. So if you play the fantasy team competition that we do or not, it doesn't matter. We're going to use our fantasy team selections to tell you them briefly to initiate the conversation about the men's draw. Okay, so we have our men's draw printed and ready. And Carla, ladies first. I believe in ladies first.
I was looking at it, I was kind of laughing. Some names I didn't recognize, some I did. And I was telling Justin, it's not that hard to pick.
We'll see.
I said, if the player has a Spanish last name and they're from Spain, and you don't know both players, pick the person from Spain, and you'll have a good chance to at least win one round.
Now think objectively about that. You have names like Martinez.
Just look on the side. Does it say Spain? And if you don't know the player they're playing, just pick the guy from Spain.
Or if their last name ends in OVA on a hard court or grass, Ova, Sharapova, Samsonova, whatever. Ovas do good on hard and grass, and the Spanish names do good on clay.
The second tip for you guys picking is if they are American, stay away from them.
Stay away from them.
Unless it's Isner who's done well.
Yeah.
And maybe Fritz who's doing well, you know, and if Serena were in there, but she's not. But other than that, stay away from them. So American flag, stay away.
So even if Serena Williams was in her heyday,
no, I would pick her unless it's Serena, Isner, Fritz. You know, that's about it.
I wouldn't.
Maybe a Stevens.
I think Fritz is a fine young man. He's a family.
He did well last year.
He has a child.
I'm going by what their results.
I wouldn't pick Fritz with a 10-foot pole.
I almost picked him.
Oh, well, you were almost done.
I'm sure that somebody picked him out there.
All right.
There's a couple names, but if it's got the American flag, don't pick him. The other tip for you guys playing fantasy tennis is if they have an Australian flag next to them, do not pick them as well.
Uh-oh.
They're just as bad as American players on clay.
How far did...
Unless you're Barty.
All right. Okay.
She is not playing.
Here's another question, and I'm guessing someone like Mike Walker is going to answer this at some point in time. Who was the last Australian player to go really far in the French Open draw? How far did? Yes, she made final and lost to Schiavone, right? That good knowledge drop there. I remember that. That was in 2008, I think, 2007 or 8, maybe 9. I was in Vermont. I remember that. I was coaching inside a bubble in the snow in Vermont. There was 2 indoor courts and like a bubble. And anyway, I was with a guy named Dean Noble and Travis Tadco, both fine players as well.
Here's another tip for you guys. If you see a Brit, stay away from them on clay. Do not pick them. I'm just giving you tips.
Yeah. So,
these are little tips.
So check this out. Wimbledon does not allow people from Belarus to play. They don't allow people from Russia to play. And Carla's indicating that if your last name is Spaniard, then you'll do good on clay and everyone else sucks. Number 2, what was the one you just hit on?
I said American flag. Don't pick it unless
American flag.
No good. If it's an Australian flag, don't pick it. And if it's a Brit flag, don't pick it. Now, if you're unsure and you have a Spaniard against a Serbian, then you might want to flip the coin.
Go with the Serbian. Go with the Serbian.
But if they're not Djokovic or Kekmanovic or Frajinovic or Lajovic, Jiri.
What about Jiri? Yeah.
Then flip the coin.
What about Kekmanovic?
And see where it lands. I already said his name. And then go with that one. I'm just giving, little tips, you know. The next tip is if they are a veteran and they haven't done well in a while, don't go with them.
Okay, give me a
Keys. We're cheap picks.
I pick Keys.
Keys. Do not go with Keys.
I pick Keys.
She doesn't have the key.
She's still got. She still has the keys. She just hadn't tried the keys yet for this tournament.
Not for clay.
How far is the farthest Keys has made it in the French Open?
I don't know. I don't think far.
Hasn't she made around the 16?
How long ago?
I don't know.
Very long ago.
I don't know.
He sucks. Thank you.
All right. So can Carla, can you read me your fantasy team that you selected for the men's side? For the men's side, and let's go down and talk about these matches and why I would agree, or we would agree rather, or disagree. In the meantime, what was 2018? She made a semifinal. Let's go, Gene Swart. Oh, let's go, Gene Swart. He got it in like 30 seconds. Come on, Gene Swart. Excellent.
Yep.
Told you. So why wouldn't I pick the
2008, that a lot of things changed. It's what? How many years? Yeah. No.
It's not a Tupac song because things change.
Anyways. All right, my picks.
Let's go.
9 picks. Number 1, Nadal. Number 2, Djokovic.
Nadal is her 1-point player. Remember, players seeded inside of the top 20, are worth 1 point per match win. Players seated outside of the top 20 are worth 2 points per match win. You have to have one qualifier wild card, and that's worth 3 points per match win. So make sure you let us know what gambling, what risking you're doing here, Carla.
You know what I think is sad is that Rafa and Novak face in the quarterfinals. Because there is one side of the men's draw. Before I continue, someone made a comment that is completely open. It's almost like you want to laugh. It's Medvedev's side, and that side is completely open to anyone that wants to take it. Because he could probably go out in the second round.
Good comment from Rowdy every lap too about Rafa getting a huge break. We're going to talk about this at length. We have a whole segment about that.
Djokovic has a huge break until he gets to Nadal.
No, you're wrong about that.
You don't think
so?
No.
Djokovic has some tricky matches.
Like who?
Don't forget Jensen Brooksby. Jensen Brooksby.
Brooksby? Where do you see Brooksby?
First of all, Corey, he might meet Corey
Where do you see Brooksby on his side?
Nishioka's a tricky player, by the way.
But where do you see Brooksby on it? Okay, that guy can lose to Cuevas.
I understand that. But what you're missing the point. The clay court slows things down a bit. Brooksby has got a big game. He can hit through the court.
Thank you. Brooksby sucks on clay.
I'm not saying
he's American.
He has
That's
a chance.
my rule. The American flag. He sucks.
He has
Justin,
a chance.
I have a better chance than Brooksby. Who's gonna
Are you
challenge him?
serious, Carla?
Who's gonna challenge him? Correa? Medine? Cuevas?
You
Wait,
can't.
Dimitrov?
You cannot tell me.
Chorich?
You cannot tell me.
Midget Schwartz?
Wait.
Lunar?
You
Are you kidding me?
Carla, you're forgetting about his first round match. Are you telling me that Nishioka is not a tricky player? I didn't say
On clay?
I'm not saying he's a Carla, you're missing the point. I'm not saying that's a tough match, but I'm saying it's tricky.
He'll win
You
like
missed
2,
the verb.
3, and 3. That's not tricky.
It's a tricky
He
match.
might want to do tricks while playing Nishioka. Get real, man. Come on.
Okay, so next match, Federico Coria. Again, look. These two guys have nothing to lose. They're gonna go for broke. They're gonna play their balls
Tom
off.
Chi, thank you. Brooksby, I have him going down to Brooksby. Brooksby's going down the first round.
Okay,
Come on, man.
Okay.
He didn't listen to my rule about the American flag. All right, so let's continue.
Now,
Let me continue.
to me, Djokovic's potential round of 16 would be against Schwartzman.
Oh, that's
Okay.
hilarious.
That's hilarious. I get it. That's okay.
Come on, Justin.
Now look, if you go to Nadal's quarter,
I didn't say his was
okay,
tough.
but if you go to Nadal's quarter, let's go ahead and hit this up, Carla.
Nadal's is not tough.
Man, you're just being.
Nadal's is not tough. I
Man.
never said. What I'm saying is
Where's
these guys.
Nadal?
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, I think it's a little bit cheesy that Nadal came in at the 5 seed. The guy's got 13 of these, and
I
he's
know.
the 5 seed. You're like, what the bleep? What are you even talking
That's
about?
what I'm saying. If you look at Medvedev's side, I mean, that is the weakest side. That guy can't even play on clay.
Look,
He's number 2 on clay.
Is it not true, and I may be wrong, is it not true that at Wimbledon, the same tournament that has been just idiotic about banning Belarusians and Russians, which is just stupid. Like, the players have nothing to do with that political nonsense. But Nadal in the first round has a tricky Jordan Thompson. Fair enough. He can play. He can play the game.
Jordan Thompson, the Australian player?
With the man beard, I
The
think.
Australian player?
Yeah.
Did you guys not listen
Don't
to my
pick him.
rule?
Yeah, don't pick that guy. Okay, but then the plot thickens. The plot thickens a bit here. Nadal and Wawrinka would play in the second round.
Wawrinka's not the same Wawrinka.
Can I get a what? Okay, now, by the way, if the mighty man Stanislaus Wawrinka, or Wawrinka, as people say now, if Nadal gets through Wawrinka,
He would have to face Fognini.
Yes,
Which is
Fognini.
a trickier match.
Okay. Then if he gets through that, he's going to have to face the normally 2021 seed or 2021 ranked in the world to the new top 10 guy, Felix Auger, nonetheless Eliassime, who in my opinion still should probably be at 19, 20 in the world if it was a strong era of tennis. There's still nothing I've seen from FAA that indicates that he should be top 20 in the world. Okay? He's a good guy, humble guy, love him. He's a handsome young man, a fine young man. But if I got to take him on my team and I can pick 30 other players in the top 50, I would pick some of those 30
Let's
other
just
players.
say that Nadal is going to have a better warm-up than Djokovic.
No,
Before he gets to Djokovic.
Djokovic should be fresher.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Man, you just want to fight. What I'm saying is Nadal will have more warm-up, but he'll have better matches to warm up until he gets to Djokovic. That's what I'm saying. He'll be better warmed up. Whereas Djokovic is going to cruise. It'll be too easy.
Okay.
He probably won't have enough warm-up.
Yeah, Nadal has a really high probability of coming out of a match saying, my body was hurting a little bit, and my water bottle I couldn't quite straighten enough, and the Evian logo would never get right, and I didn't feel very good, but he played very good in
My underwear was not sticking.
my underwear was not sticking very well. Okay, so ultimately, Nadal and Djokovic should, and I say should, square off and
They should.
the quarterfinal.
They should. I don't
If
see Frodo beating Novak.
who is Frodo? Now we got a new nickname. Who's Frodo?
Schwartzman.
Oh, that's Frodo?
Frodo, yeah.
Okay, Schwartzman is now Frodo. Don't forget about wife beater Basilashvili.
That you always
Nicolas
Can I say my
Basilashvili.
picks or we're gonna
Yeah,
get to it?
okay, sorry. All right, Carla's fantasy team.
Frodo from the
Carla's
Shire.
fantasy team
From
accompanied
Argentina.
who?
Frodo from Argentina.
All right, he's good.
Oh man, we got the butt picker, Frodo, Joker,
Puppy hater,
puppy hater, wife beater.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, Carla.
Diego the Hobbit.
Yeah, Diego the Hobbit. Let's go.
Or he could be Diego. You know, like Dora the Explorer.
I didn't watch
Diego,
that.
he could be Diego.
I watched G.I. Joe, not
Okay.
Dora. All right, your team.
All right, so I got number 1 down. 2 Djokovic. 3 Alcaraz. How could you not go with Alcaraz?
You have too many 1-point players.
That's
already.
okay, I went for it. Tsitsipas is number 4. I picked Tsitsipas, okay? 5, Isner, who's your 23rd seed. 6, Garin, who's unseeded. Davidovich, who's your 25th seed. Krajinovic, who's unseeded. And then I went with someone named Borna Goja.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
I think it's
fine.
Gojo. G-O-J-O.
G-O-J-A. Yeah.
Okay. Again, the names she just read are 9 players in the tournament, including 1 wild card qualifier, which we all do this if you're playing fantasy. That she would select to do really well. Here's my 9. Okay. I took Rafael Nadal as a 1-point player. I took Casper Ruud as another 1-point player. Everyone out there has been laughing at me about talking about Casper Ruud on this channel for 3 years.
He just won a tournament, right?
For three
He
years.
just won a
3
tournament.
years. And
Watch Humbert beat him. Watch Humbert beat him. Even though I haven't going all the way to like the quarters, watch Humbert beat him, because what is the other rule, guys? Anyone who wins a tournament before a Grand Slam usually what? Loses.
So you're telling me that
Watch this dude.
you're telling me that Angelique Kerber is going to
maybe-
lose? Kerber just won Strasbourg.
She's
Are you
gonna
telling
lose.
she's going to lose in the first round?
She is.
You want to bet
And
on that?
guess what?
You want to bet on that, Carla?
Okay,
Let's go. Give me something. Give me something. Give me some.
Wait a minute.
Give me something.
Where is she? Where is she? Because
I think she plays a qualifier.
Where is she? I have her losing. Where is she?
Yeah, I got you being dumb.
Oh, okay. French Magdalena. I have her losing to the next person. But she
Okay.
could. Let's make a bet. Sure.
All right.
$5.
That Kerber wins her first round match.
She loses.
Okay, well, let's make the bet. Let's make the bet.
$5.
That you always have to wear that 5K
I hate
hat for 1 week.
Can I wear a visor with 5K instead?
He's making them now. We got visors coming.
All right. And the next thing is Casper Ruud could go down to Sangha.
Now,
Sangha might have the crowd behind him because it's his last tournament. So let's bet on that.
what? What's the bet?
Let's bet you cut your hair.
I'm not cutting my hair. Okay.
I guarantee that Ruud will probably lose to Sangha.
By the way,
First round.
By the way, Sangha is Muhammad Ali, and they are sharing reincarnation.
Mhm.
Okay. I love Sangha, always have. Sangha is one player that had Federer that was down to Federer, 2 sets to none. Wimbledon semifinal, I think, maybe a quarter. Do you remember this? Sangha was down 2 sets to none versus Roger.
Mhm.
What year was it? What year did Sangha come back and beat?
Australia was that the
No, it was Wimbledon. I already know it was. I watched the match. It was like 2010 maybe. I think it was 2010 or somewhere in there. Okay, so to finish the guys that I think that can do kind of consistently well. Nadal is a 1-point player. Casper Ruud as a 1-point player. Don't forget about Cecchinato. Do not forget about Cecchinato. He's Nadal-esque there. It's backyard-ish for him. Cecchinato.
I picked him to win just one.
Okay, I picked Cecchinato to do very, very well. As always,
Because I think her catch will get him. So.
people are out there like, who's Cecchinato?
They
Okay.
know he beat
Okay,
Djokovic.
so-
Djokovic
okay,
was
so-
having elbow
Yeah.
problems.
Okay. So Cecchinato in the first round plays a solid Pablo Andujar, right? The
Andujar?
Spaniard. Yeah. But Cecchinato, I think, will get through that. Then Cecchinato would have to play Hurkacz, the Polish player.
I think her
But Hurkacz is more of a big hitting, faster surface type player, So I wasn't too worried about Hurkacz there. So moving forward, he would have to face Francis Tiafoe potentially in the 3rd round, and then move on in and potentially face Casper Ruud. But I'm thinking 2-point players. You picked how many? 4 1-point players.
So.
You tend to forget that if you play fantasy and you pick
I
players,
don't care. I'm not doing my
you're
way.
only getting 1 point per match
It's
win.
my way or the highway. It doesn't matter.
So if I win 3 matches with a 2-point player, I get 6 points. If you win 3,
Okay, but let's say you pick Tiem.
I'm doubling you up, girl.
You pick Tiem who could lose first round. You pick White Beater. who could
Can I
lose
finish
first
reading
round.
my team? I'm gonna finish reading my team, girl.
I mean,
Invading
all
my
those
privacy.
can lose in the first round, so your 2-pointers
All
will
right.
become 0
Let me
pointers.
finish reading my team. Again, Nadal is a 1-point player. Casper Ruud is a 1-point player. Cecchinato as my first 2-point player. Dominic Thiem next coming in. Okay. Don't be shocked, by the way, Do not be shocked if Dominic Thiem, and let me go ahead and tell you, don't be shocked about this.
Rule number 6.
I got
Never listen to Justin on predictions.
I've got Dominic Thiem beating Carlos Alcaraz. I've got Thiem beating Alcaraz in the round of 16. Thiem's gonna beat him. He's gonna pure strike on him.
Wait a minute.
Done.
You're talking about Master Splinter?
Master Splinter's
Master
coming
Splinter,
through.
where you make fun of, that you always say he hits off his back.
He's got a big butt too. He's got that
Yeah.
hump in his trunk. He's got that boop, 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 boop. He's got the big butt.
No way.
Okay, anyway, but Dominic Thiem is going to beat Alcaraz if they've played one another. However, I think
Are you
Alcaraz.
serious, Justin? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
serious. Yes.
Don't listen. If you guys want to like make money and bet, don't listen to this dude. Not on Clay. You don't know what he's talking about.
Okay. We're gonna
Thiem
test.
has not won a match yet. Exactly.
We're gonna test this hypothesis. Who was Thiem playing just recently in a 3-set epic
I
battle?
lost.
But who was he playing?
I don't even remember.
Does anybody you see?
It was forgettable.
He was playing Andy Murray, wasn't he? Who was Thiem playing in the 3-set epic
forgettable.
battle? Killing me, man.
Forgettable.
Okay, let me finish my team. Okay, the next team after that is Davidovich Fokina. You can't lose track of him. Let's go. Come on, Gene
I got
Schwartz.
the same
Let's go, Thomas G. Better be logging this in. Okay, the next one is Nicolas Basilashvili, the wife beater, the tank top wearing, hands looking wife beater. Yes.
Yeah, he could lose to Cressy, but
Let's
like I
go.
said, don't pick American players. So that's
Basilashvili's not American.
no, correct. He's playing Cressy.
Yeah, he's serving volleys. That's not gonna work on Clay.
That's why I didn't pick him. But
No.
then he could lose to the next American player, possibly. But I didn't pick him. But Sinner's there, so I don't think he's
Yeah,
gonna
look, Basilashvili, in my opinion, I think should, if I was Benoit Pierre, Benoit, the beautiful beard, the sandwich face, beard wearing, huge Benoit fly collar Pierre that kicks his collar up to block the sunlight off his ego, that guy. But I have those two meeting in what round? Oh, I have Basilashvili and Pierre meeting in the round of 16.
Now notice how he picked two losers to go that far.
But who are they facing before then?
You don't think Rublev?
Rublev?
Come on.
Man, he looks like a cat. Cats are pussies. That's not even. You get the pun. Pussycat, cat.
Yes, I get it.
Glad I didn't have to spell that out for you, my love.
I just think your picks are just
Okay.
hilarious.
We'll see who wins this. Okay, next in line, Kekmanovic, Momir Kekmanovic, the Serbian. Let's go. Just like the American players in majors, the Serbians as well as American players, they get grouped up in one section. It's like you got Tiafoe, Opelka, Isner all in one section, and then you end up with Kekmanovic, Jiri, and Djokovic all in one section. It's like they hate the Americans and they hate the Serbians. What the hell? Happens all the time. You get Tiafoe, Fritz, McDonald, Giron, all these players in one little section. You're like, what? Freaking crickets chirping. Okay, next I took John Isner, the big tall man himself, big serving bohemian.
I think I picked him as well.
However, if his serve is not clicking on all cylinders, he's got as good a chance as Sonego to beat Djokovic, but he did. And the qualifier, believe it or not, the qualifier that I chose as my 3-point player is Norbert Gambos. Let's go, Gambos. Look, if you pick a qualifier, you have to pick a qualifier or wild card as your 9th player. There were 3 points per match win. He's ending up playing a lucky loser. Okay, that person was luckily in the draw anyway because he already got his ass whipped. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him as a gamble with no other motivation to pick him except that he was given a lucky loser. Okay?
No.
Fair enough. All right, my men's final.
Oh, I didn't pick my men's final. That's right.
My men's final. And look, you guys.
I have it.
You guys know I love Novak. You do. I love the way I love the way he's passionate about where he comes from. It does. I'm a huge Novak fan. Believe me, Florence Chan, you know that. She's seen my hats, or she sent me one of them. I really do. But if you're someone that has won this tournament 13 times, I'm not gonna pick you if you got to play that guy just out of sheer confidence. Number 2, Nadal has, in my opinion, a more tricky draw than Djokovic by far.
Which
right?
means he's getting more practice.
Nadal is injury prone, and he's like me, you know. The other day we were teaching a lesson with Mark, or he was out there. My neck was hurting, and I couldn't unwind because of my neck, and I kept overthrowing the football. What I'm saying is this: Nadal is very much that way. Nadal has a tendency to get nagging injuries at the worst times and ends up costing him. But as long as Nadal can stay 75%, maybe even 70%, if Rafa can play at 70% in all of his matches leading up to that potential quarterfinal, he'll win them with relative ease. He may not even drop a set. Maybe one, doubtful though. Djokovic, I think, is going to have to struggle a little bit more. And for some reason, I think Brooksby's going to give him a fight.
I picked Nadal beating Djokovic just because I think it's hard to repeat it twice. He did last year. I think Nadal's going to pay him back for what he did, and I think he'll get him. But so your final is who?
And don't laugh at me, but please hear me out. Please hear me out.
Who is your final?
And Carlo laughed at me when we write.
I'm still laughing because he picked Sabalenka to win. So go ahead.
We write. I only ever picked Sabalenka to win a tournament years ago because you thought.
And Pliskova.
I still love Pliskova. Still love Pliskova. Okay.
And Vashvili and Chorich.
I have Chorich. Chorich was almost one of my players, by the way. Okay. But Casper Ruud. Okay.
That guy's going out first round, dude.
All right.
First round for him.
Dude, don't be rude to Casper Ruud, okay? Look, three or 4 years ago, and we can go back in history and look, I, not you because she laughed, would talk about Casper Ruud, especially on clay, okay? Now, Casper Ruud at that point in time when we were breaking down and analyzing his game was, I don't even think a top 100 or even 200 in the world, I don't think. I think it was like a 250 we saw him play. We're like, okay, or not you, but me. And here he is. Casper Ruud's what, top 10 in the world? Is that correct?
Hey, you could jump on that bandwagon if you want. That's fine.
Anyways,
it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think he is. My pick is Nadal facing Sissy Boy, Tsitsipas, and Nadal winning. I think Tsitsipas will make it to the final again. I think his side is pretty open. I have Tsitsipas beating Rublev in the semifinals.
Okay, so
I think that bottom. This is what I'm talking about. That bottom. The bottom there is weak. Like Medvedev faces Facundo Bagnes, which I think he'll get through. And then he faces Jiri. Jiri will beat Berankis. So that's where I think Jiri will get him. And it's open. Kekmanovic could take it. Bublik could take it. You got Carreno Busta. You got Chilik. You got Rublev. You got Sinner. Any of those guys can make it all the way to the semifinals.
Yeah, I don't think Rublev's a threat.
I'm just saying that there's a big chance. That bottom section, and that's where I think Tsitsipas will get through Ruud. He'll get through Shapo, who's inconsistent. It doesn't matter. He'll get through there. He should get through there.
The problem with Tsitsipas is he can't control his emotions steadily. He takes negative energy from the crowd and turns it negative, and he takes positive energy from the crowd sometimes and gets too passive. Let me explain. If someone like Daniil Medvedev or someone like Novak Djokovic, the crowd starts going against them, it fires them up. They start tearing their shirts off and what? Throwing in the finger. Another Tupac statement. They thrive off of it. Tsitsipas, on the other hand, tends to go along with it in a way, you know?
But
He doesn't ride the energy too
Tsitsipas
well.
should make it to the finals. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Let me tell you why he wouldn't, Carla. Okay, let's look at Tsitsipas's run-up.
It's not hard.
No, whoa.
It's not hard.
Tsitsipas, Sissy Boy, in the first round's got to face another one-handed backhand off the right side of the court. He's right-handed is Musetti.
Yeah.
Tsitsipas could lose in the first round.
He could, but I don't think it'll happen.
Because
Musetti is not the Musetti he was last year.
Poll question.
Oh, brother. You just like to be loud.
Poll question. Musetti or Tsitsipas?
You just like to be
Poll
loud.
question. Look, Musetti has all the capability to win his first round match against Tsitsipas. He's an underdog. What has he got to lose? Nada. He's got nothing to lose. Ball till you fall. Come on and get some. I'm going to give it my best, and I think that Tsitsipas will be in for a battle no matter what. Musetti, what? 1 hand or 2? Come on, right? And don't forget, when Musetti is hitting his
but they're two
top spin
one-handed
one-handed
players.
backhand, he's fetching down 4 hands over there, and
Who
vice
cares?
versa.
They're both one-handed players, so it neutralizes. Just saying.
Not if you're righty-lefty. You can still use that to your advantage. If I'm playing 2 one-handed backhands, I'd rather be the right-handed player.
He's a righty too.
That's what I'm saying. No,
They're both righties.
Who?
Musetti's not lefty.
No, I know that.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Mussetti's injured. Yeah, I don't think Mussetti will do anything.
Watch out. He's got nothing to lose. Okay.
Sandra says, it's going to be difficult for Novak to win Roland Garros this year. I think if Novak's perfectly fit, he can win against Rafa because he knows how to play against Rafa.
That's a good statement.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible, but I think this is a little bit different this year. I have a feeling it's different. So we'll see.
You know, for the longest time, the French Open was out of the four, Australian Open, Roland Garros, the U.S. Open, and Wimbledon. We used to kind of put the French Open not as our least favorite, but if we had a choice to watch the other three, we'd probably watch the French Open last.
78% Tsitsipas.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the French Open, I think for the both of us, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's becoming slowly, if not already, our favorite. It's a more neutral surface. The better athlete, if the game level is the same, is going to generally win. In other words, fitness, right? And they have never been the first major to adapt rules because of the masses around them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Wimbledon went to the tiebreaker in the fifth set because of Isner and Mahut. You remember this?
They became little bitches.
They became little bitches, yeah. You know, the Linguini knew a big guy, big serving, big John Stud, middle name Mud, right? And Mahut, Nicholas Mahut, doubles extraordinaire, little short guy with the blonde hair. Nicholas Mahut does have blonde hair. What are you talking about, Willis?
Mahut has like this spiky brownish hair.
It is blonde. Come on.
No, it's not blonde. You're not blonde. That's not blonde.
What? I'm gonna show you Nicholas.
Okay.
Mahut.
Anyway, I thought Roger, just like a Serena, because of the no points thing, they would be. Well, Roger didn't play Wimbledon, did he, last year? Okay, but I know Serena did, so it would affect her. Where do you see the blonde, baby? That's not blonde hair. Guys, come on, man. Now the guy is blonde. Is that blonde hair?
Is that blonde hair?
Come on, man.
Come on, that's
he
blonde.
is not blonde. Justin, laugh out loud.
What is that?
That is like your hair. That's like brownish. Come on, man.
That's brown.
Well, there's some blonde, but that you're more blonde than he would be blonde.
I'll tell you what, women. There's two ways of arguing with a woman. Two ways. Let me tell you what.
Is he blonde?
There's two theories of arguing with a woman, and neither one works. So give up. Give up.
I give up.
She can say the sky.
Hey, he's brunette. Flo said he's brunette.
Come on, Flo.
Come on, man. You
look.
Brody up, relax, and not blonde but brown. Thank you.
Damn.
You blonde. You need extra contacts. Put 2 more contacts in your
look.
eyes.
The other day, I went outside and I said the sky was orange, and she was like, "No, it's not orange."
I'm right.
What? It was orange. The sun had come up and pitched the orange sky.
Justin, go grab
like, no, it's not orange. It's magenta.
You got a set of contacts, right? Go grab the second set and put them in your eyes. And maybe you'll see.
All right. Those are the teams that Carla and I have kind of put out there. Now, what are your thoughts? Is there anyone else in the men's draw? Or is there any other shocking match or any type of storyline in the first round that you would entertain, right? Let's talk about it. Wawrinka.
I think Opelka could lose in the first round to Krajinovic.
If Opelka can serve at 85% first serves, he's going to win the majority of matches he plays.
I think he'll lose in the first round.
It's impossible to serve.
I put upset next to it. I think Fritz can do well. I think Fritz could beat Zverev.
Can Londero upset Carlos Alcaraz in the first round?
No.
It's possible.
No,
I like
the fact that Kokonakis and Alcaraz could face in the second round.
That's going to be a good match.
That would be a good match to watch.
Alcaraz, I'm not calling upset alert, but it is very possible that
I'm saying Rune's going to beat Shapo.
That's a great call. Who said that?
Rowdy Everlap.
Yeah, I agree. Hence why I didn't pick him. Mm-hmm. Right. But Londero, I think he's an Argentinian player, if my memory serves me correctly. But I think Londero has a chance. I'm not saying he will. But because of the amount of tennis and the amount of pressure that I can assure you is on the young Carlos Alcaraz currently going into a major after he's been hot, you just talked about.
But he's a lucky loser.
Just talked about
he's
players.
He's a lucky loser. I don't think that'll happen.
I'm just saying.
I'm not.
It's a possibility.
Nah, it's not a possibility.
It's a possibility.
Definitely not.
There's no possibility that that Novak Djokovic. There's no possibility that Rafael Nadal will lose their first round match, in my opinion. But there is a possibility that Carlos Alcaraz could lose his to Londero. Just saying, it's possible. Okay. Nadal and Djokovic could meet in the quarterfinals. based upon where we are right now, Carla, and all of you, who do you take in the match and why?
Well, I took Nadal, obviously. I mean, I know that Djokovic won in Rome, right? He won Rome. And then Nadal looked terrible. But I just have a feeling at the French Open at a Grand Slam, it's a different animal. And I feel like because Djokovic won it last year, I think that Nadal will get him earlier in the quarters. That's my pick. I don't see the Djokovic that I saw last year. I don't see that in his eyes, where you had to worry. I don't see the same.
And right now, Nadal they all three have 20, or Nadal has 21.
Nadal has
he's at 21. Mm-hmm. So for Nadal right now, he can add a little bit more distance between himself and Roger and Djokovic. Speaking of Federer, just for a moment, Federer, we read an article today that Roger Federer indicated that he felt 100%, felt very healthy, was ready to go, but his doctors still haven't cleared them yet. With that said, we've watched recently Djokovic because of stupid, COVID type stupidity, at least from the senses of the tournaments in the ATP and WTA, not making things crystal clear. Anyway, Nadal has taken a little bit of time off by injury and so forth. For me, I really feel like he's got a great shot.
Who?
Nadal.
Yeah, I feel like he has a great shot.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing sometimes when players say that they're injured.
Yeah.
I just don't believe some of that stuff anymore because, you see these players like Nadal, there's been many times where he's played the French Open and he has struggled to win just one play and then he wins it and you're like, what the hell?
Wasn't there a specific
I thought
year?
He would lose, yeah.
Nadal has gone through winning French Opens with playing very little on play.
You're like, huh? How did he win that slam? And he flew through it. So
exactly.
I think that last year he had more pressure on him. He had a lot more pressure on him to win it. And Djokovic had a goal in mind to win all four. And I just think this year is a little bit different. I feel like he's more human.
I think he's won this thing 13 times.
No, I'm talking about Djokovic looks a lot more human to me.
Well, he still looks like Djokovic a beast.
He looks a lot more human. I think that after
I
think that he looked unstoppable until he got to the Olympics.
Well, don't you think the Olympics?
I feel like at the Olympics we got to see a side of him. He was tired. Obviously,
he played a lot of tennis.
He played too much, and we're like, I kept saying last year he was stupid, and then at U.S. Open he really looked human. And it's been like that, and then COVID, the whole thing at the Australian Open made him look even more human.
Don't you think that Iga Swiatek right now has played equally as much tennis as the likes of Djokovic heading into the Olympics? And does not this scare you in terms of if you're betting on Swiatek?
Which is why I didn't pick her to win. Everybody else is doing it, but not me.
How about a player like Felix Auger-Aliassime that played so many matches to finally get in the top 10 that he's probably smoked right now? How far do you think Felix Auger-Aliassime
He will get
makes
to
another
Nadal,
tournament?
that's it.
I pick that same?
He'll pick Karatsev. He'll beat Karatsev like half, and then he'll probably beat Krejcinovic. But Krejcinovic has a good chance, but he'll face Nadal.
I do have Felix meeting Nadal there. But if Riley Opelka, again, don't laugh.
Oh my God,
stop
it.
He's
American.
If Riley Opelka,
one, he's American. Two, he has no variety. Three, are you telling me the guy's gonna hit more than 20 shots? 4, his serve gets neutralized on the slow red dirt. 5, he'll get tired. All he's got to do is play one Spaniard guy, and he's done.
He's got Venus Williams in his corner.
He's got giraffe legs. Are you telling me that guy is going to do good on the French Open?
If Riley Opelka and Venus Williams, and I think who make a great couple, if they have kids, would they be like wicked tall?
Who?
Riley Opelka and Venus Williams.
They're not obviously together, so.
I think they make a cute couple. That's a good poll question. I really do. When I see pictures of Venus Williams and Riley Opelka going out and having fun, I know that they just have fun. But I think they make a splendid couple. I do. Thoughts on that? Do Riley Opelka and Venus Williams make a splendid couple?
Krejcinovic beats, I agree.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Okay, before we shift gears into the women's, and again, we'll take comments and go back and forth between men's and women's. But Davidovich Fokina, he's always been a clay court, not specialist, but better on clay. Mm-hmm. Is he worth picking as a fantasy team player?
Obviously.
Are you picking Davidovich Fokina? Did you?
I did, yes.
And who ultimately spoiled David Fukina's lunch? Who finally beat him in your draw? Who
The
beat
reason
him?
I picked him when I did my bracket, I had him losing to Zverev. But honestly,
I had TM beating him.
But honestly, I picked him on this because I feel like he can go all the way to the end.
Okay, fair enough.
So-
You have Fritz going to the quarterfinal?
Yeah.
Carla has Taylor Fritz going to the quarterfinal. Oh my gosh, don't listen to her. Are you serious?
Oh, Braca?
Can I see Fritz? Wow, cheat sheet. I didn't see this. Okay, here is Carla's quarterfinals for the men's. Novak Djokovic playing Nadal.
Yeah.
Taylor Fritz playing Alcaraz. I guarantee you, neither one of those players are there.
Oh.
Alcaraz will lose before to TM if he even gets there at all. Too much tennis, just like.
Look how dark it's getting over there.
Where?
At the club.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have Taylor Fritz losing to Zverev, if not Isner before. Okay, her other quarterfinal, Casper Ruud playing her catch. Yes, I have.
No, Tsitsipas.
Oh, I was reading here. Okay, that's fine. So Carla has Casper Ruud playing Tsitsipas, which I don't think Tsitsipas will get to this point because he's too much of a little sissy and keeps whining his daddy every time. Like, grow up, dude. You're not next gen anymore. You're like old gen now. So do something now and stop looking at your daddy. Shut up. Patrick Mortaglou, Jack in the Box. Every time a good player gets good, he pops up, sticks his head out. Patrick, look, if you're a student of Patrick Mortaglou, you are no longer the person that's in charge. You are his puppet. Here, let me do a Patrick Mortaglou role play. Carla's here. Imagine this. Carla is a brand new tennis player on tour. She just jumped on tour like Raducanu who and won like a big tournament. All of a sudden, Carla, this hypothetical player, shows up to her next tournament and she walks in the front door. What you see? Here's the news camera. Hey, Carla. Bling. My name is Patrick Mortaglou. Look really good. Look really good. Okay. Yes, it's about me. It's about me. Okay, I'll come talk to you. Okay, come talk to you. Now, thinking about Patrick Mortaglou, Sasha Bajin was one of the coaches with him, and I know that Denia Yastremska is playing in this tournament. Doesn't Yastremska have a really tough first round match? Who is Yastremska playing in the first round? Yastremska's got a tough first round.
I have
match.
her losing to Risk. I have it
In the first round?
Yeah.
Okay, how if the allegations against Yastremska with PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, are true or not true, leave it out the window. How good of a player is Yastremska, and how well can she do at this tournament? Okay, and by the way, again, back to Patrick Mortaglou, but there was some involvement there, coaching and no correlation with the PEDs. But Patrick Mortaglou, with the likes of Tsitsipas and so many people that he coaches, if you're ever watching a match on television or computer or Tennis Channel Plus or whatever, and Patrick Mortaglou has a player playing, you see more of him on camera than you do that player, at least here in the West. Right? Agree or not?
Yeah.
Wherever, look, it can be anybody, but if he's a student, the camera always goes and he pops his head out. Ding! It's just ridiculous. The player should get more coverage than Jack in the Box coach. Okay. Anyway, I lost my train of thought there.
No, okay, we're gonna go to women's now, right?
Yes. All right. Women's side. Let's bring up Naomi Osaka at first. Naomi Osaka. How much of a chance, if any, does she have at winning a round or two, if not winning the whole tournament at Roland Garros? Does she have a chance?
At first, I had her upsetting Anisimova, and then I said, "Shoot, Carla, stop going with your heart." And go with what makes common sense.
So Osaka's your heart, or is Anisimova your heart?
No, I felt like I want Osaka to come back. So I feel like Osaka could beat her just because Anisimova is expected to win.
But Anisimova has never really been there in the first place.
I think
Osaka's got
Anisimova
4
made
majors.
the semifinals of the French Open before her dad passed away, like 3 or 4 years ago.
But
Yes,
Osaka, we want
Osaka-
to see Anisimova arrive.
I do. And so then I said, you know what? That's stupid. Go with Anisimova, who is the better clay player. Duh.
I don't care.
Because Osaka is going to make the excuse that, like she cried last time. Remember, the whole mental thing started because of clay.
See,
Do you remember the whole mental thing happening because
I
of clay?
do.
And I almost picked Osaka, and I scratched it. I put Osaka, and then I said, I picked Osaka, and then I said, look, I picked Osaka. Look, I did it. And then I see Osaka, and then I scratched it. And I said, no.
Yeah, and so we went in different directions here. In the first round, Osaka, I had beating Anisimova with ease. I'm saying 4-4, maybe 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Osaka cruises against Anisimova. Then Osaka meets up against Stanislaus Wawrinka's ex-girlfriend Donna Vekic, and then Osaka throttles her just out of simple, I'm a better player. No disrespect to Vekic, but
she's different in clay, and that's why I scratched Osaka and put Anisimova.
Now, if that occurs, Osaka would jump into the next round by playing Maria Sakkari, right? Sakkari is this strong-looking WWE wrestling entertainment tennis player, and Osaka, I think, thinks too deeply to put up with something like that, right? Osaka's problem for the longest time has been nerves, anxiety, not wanting to talk to media and so forth, and I think we've given her a hard time about that, right? But Osaka, within the last, I think, 12 to 18 months, has bought into multiple quasi-million-dollar companies. So now she's like kind of business Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're putting that much money into business and you are part of that business, you are going to be required to do speeches, managers meetings, to talk to people, to be out and going, because you're not going to be able to get doing any investors.
So you
right?
think she's doing that?
I think because of her business deals, wrong word, but because of her business deals, I think she's probably getting more and more comfortable with dealing with things outside of the tennis court, which involve being a pro athlete. I think Osaka does really well in this tournament. She was a perfect pick for your fantasy team if you're playing. Subscribe, don't forget. $100 coming your way, or 50-50, whatever. 500 for the tennis finals and predictions. But Osaka doesn't have a lot to lose, and she now is in a part of her life where she can control. Alpha says, I find it interesting in the UK, so much media attention on Raducanu, but it's almost gone under radar that Cam Norrie has won 4 titles in 10 months and the cusp of the top 10. That's a great comment. Okay. Why is it? Is it because Raducanu is cute? Is it because Raducanu is female? Is it because she has this beautiful look when she goes to the Met Gala?
I don't even think she's that beautiful.
We talked about this.
I don't even think so.
It's a good comment.
I don't think she's all that at all. There's other players out there that are hot.
Okay.
It's just a little girl.
After Raducanu won her major, do you think that the sponsors and the people that were like, please come to my Met Gala, please wear my shoes, please wear my dress, please wear the dress I make, please wear it to the Met Gala, that paid her millions of dollars, do you think they now regret it?
No, that's part of the show.
They pulled the plug, man.
Now, going back to the Osaka, like I said, I thought like you did, but I changed my mind because I said, we're kidding ourselves here. Anisimova has been doing really well on clay. Someone put the statistics. Someone even said what's her record on clay. Let's look.
It's okay.
Wait, let me say my take on it. Jean said Anisimova is 14-3 on clay this year. First round is going to be tough for Osaka. And Anisimova, here's the disadvantage that she has, is a power hitter like she is. So she's not playing someone that's a defensive player. She's a power hitter that's going to go for stuff. I think that will get to Osaka. She's going to keep putting pressure on her serve. She's going to keep making Osaka serve bigger. We know Osaka serves big first, second. That makes you start missing when you know someone's going after your serve.
But okay.
2, again, Anisimova has nothing to lose. She's never been in Osaka's shoes. Her dad died. Why would she feel the pressure? She's number 20-something. That's not pressure. She likes to service. Met a semifinal when she was like 18, I think, and lost or made a final. I'm not sure. So, and then I kept looking at the draws. Like Bekic may not be a better player than Osaka, but she sure is on clay.
If Osaka and Vekic play, Osaka's going to beat the brakes.
I don't think so.
She's going to beat the brakes.
I don't think so. And then I didn't think of Sakkari. I thought of Muhova, which is another top player.
I had her too.
I said, there's no way Sakkari is going to beat Muhova. I said, there's no way Osaka is even going to get far in this tournament. It's not going to happen. She needs to learn how to play. And on top of that, guys, isn't Osaka injured supposedly? She didn't play the last tournament because of injury. So no. I would not pick Osaka. Anyway.
Look, okay. The only reason why I penciled in Osaka for a couple of reasons is A, she's a good tennis player. She's won 4 majors for crying out loud. And B, she's a 2-point player. She has nothing to lose at the French Open. If I'm playing fantasy team and I want to try to win $50 or have that being the tiebreaker for winning $500, I'm going to pick Osaka simply out of what could happen, because it could happen.
No, it's just not.
It could happen.
No.
Osaka could. I'm not. You can't say she has 0 chance of winning the tournament. I'm not saying Osaka's going to win the tournament.
She has 0 chance.
But she does not have 0 chance.
She has 0 chance of winning the tournament.
Can someone go to Google and look up the Vegas odds for Naomi Osaka for winning it? I guarantee you they're taking some type of bet on that action.
I feel like
she has a chance. I'm not saying it. I think Swiatek's going to win it.
I feel like you are.
She has a chance.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
Does not have a chance.
So she's won 4 majors. She has absolutely
Just
no
like
shot.
she's not in clay. She doesn't have a chance. Pliskova doesn't have a chance. Let's name other top players. Muguruza doesn't have a chance.
Okay, these are all top 10 players you're mentioning. So none of these top 10 players have one iota of a chance to win it. Why wouldn't they just say, okay, Iga, you got it. Come on,
no, there's other
you
players.
got it. Come
I'm
through.
just telling you. Those players that I'm naming don't have a chance. Sabalenka doesn't have a chance. Just saying. Anyways, let me name my players. Okay? Don't listen to him. My number 1 pick is Halep.
Good pick.
My number 2 pick is Swiatek. Why wouldn't you pick her? Duh, right? 3, Jabeur. 4, Collins. I think the American is feisty. She can do well. Her draw looked really good. 5, Andreescu. I like her, and I think that's who will win your Grand Slam.
Andreescu, you think wins the whole thing?
Yeah.
But I think Swiatek and her just played a final.
And it was 7-6, 6-0. She faded.
Well,
7-6, 6-0. She doesn't play her.
But we know Andreescu has issues with nagging injuries.
We know Andreescu can be hot.
But
who?
Who?
Like Nadal.
Okay. Andreescu has been injured more than she has played in the past couple of years. So you're telling me that Andreescu is going to go all the way through a final and then lose in a tight match to Swiatek?
No, I don't have Swiatek. I don't have Swiatek making it to the final.
But do you have her on your fantasy team?
Yes.
So she's respectable.
Of course she's respectable.
There you go.
I have Anisimova because I think
that's
she's
dumb.
great.
Osaka's going to beat Anisimova.
Okay.
Let's give me some love on that. Give me some bet on that. Let's go. Come on.
Oh my God.
What you want,
Stop
Carla?
betting.
Okay, here we go. What's the bet?
Cut your hair.
I'm not cutting my hair.
Then you're not confident. I am.
I'm not. Are you serious? You want me to risk?
Thank you, Gene. My pick is good. Thank you.
Osaka.
So Willie Spencer.
Osaka will beat Anisimova.
Alba said Osaka's awesome, but agree, clay isn't her best surface and don't expect much of her in the French. But anyways,
Anisimova getting her ass kicked.
Is a gamer and plays Skirim, which is awesome.
Let's go, Osaka.
So
Let's go, Osaka.
My number 7 pick is Mertens.
Let's go, girl.
My number 7 pick is Mertens.
Let's go.
My 8 pick is Parimao Putsinseva.
I have Putsinseva as well.
And my wild card qualifier is Jacques Lamont.
Okay, so isn't he a Frenchman?
Girl.
Or she a Frenchman?
I think she's a Frenchman.
Okay. My women's fantasy team is...
Oh, and I have Andreescu beating Halep in the final.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Swiatek, in Carla's opinion, does not even make the final.
No, she makes the semis.
But I didn't say that. I said she doesn't make the final because you have Halep winning it, right?
Wait, where's Swiatek? No, I have Swiatek losing to Halep.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, she has Halep beating Swiatek, and then you have on the other side who? She has Halep playing Collins, Danielle Collins, in the semifinal. That's hilarious.
Wait, who's gonna beat her?
That is so
wait,
hilarious. Oh
Sabalenka.
I'm laughing.
Sabalenka,
I'm
Badosa.
laughing. That's the dumbest pick I've ever seen in my life. Are you serious?
I bet on
Oh
Osaka.
my gosh. You get an F- on that one, girl. Oh my gosh.
Krejcikova's injured. Keys against Halep.
Let's go.
Wait.
Come on.
Wait. Which pick is dumber?
She's got the key. She's got the key. And didn't Madison Keys make it deep into this tournament? What, didn't she make a semifinal?
Wait. Halep versus Keys in the semis? Or Halep versus Collins? They're both crazy.
Man, are you serious?
They're both crazy, but which one is?
Man, Collins, man, there's no way. Okay,
Keys could lose in the first round, Justin.
So could Collins.
Not in her first round.
I'm gonna laugh. Look, if Carla loses Collins in the first round, she's gonna get destroyed.
She's gonna
on
lose
that
to
chair.
a lucky loser. Not happening.
Collins is gonna get
Not
dominated.
happening.
This isn't a hard court.
Not happening.
She's not in the United States playing at the US
Why are you
Open.
picking Keys?
She's not in
This
Charleston.
is not a hard court.
But did not Madison Keys make a final of this tournament or a semi? What?
It's semi in 2018.
Okay, now
She's had a
so now she
boyfriend.
just sucks.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That doesn't.
Yeah, she saw.
Madison Keys. Okay, Madison Keys.
Somebody told you it's 2018.
That's
You're not paying
okay.
attention.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's
okay.
3 years ago.
Who's
4
been
years
more
ago.
consistent?
We didn't even play during COVID, and now we're almost. Come on, man.
Lily's supposed to start suddenly feeling.
Okay. My women's fantasy team. Are you ready? Iga Swiatek is the only 1-point player I picked at all. Boom, 1. That's it. Understand if you're playing fantasy team, if you have a player that wins 3 matches and they're not seated inside the top 20, you're winning 2 points per match win. But you can have someone like Djokovic or whatever. I just brought up a name that wins 5 matches and you only get 5 points. Where if I had the same outcome with the 2-point player, I got way more points than you. I'm gonna dominate you. What's up, Stefanisevic? Anyway,
Where do you see Stefan?
I just thought about it because Stefanisevic always does really good in this, and he always stays away from pretty much any 1-point players. He's trying to capitalize with as many 2-point players seated outside of that top 20 as possible. So if you're playing this, make sure you study those players and as well who is the most 3-point player, which is a wild card of qualifier.
Make sure you study them and don't do what Justin did. Pick Keys.
Look, okay, let me tell you my women's fantasy team. My only 1-point player is Iga Swiatek. And by the way, on the men's side, I only had 2 1-point players, which is Rafael Nadal and Casper Ruud. Okay, I got 18 players and only 3 of them. Only 3 are in.
Casper Ruud gonna lose in the first round.
Okay. You're being rude.
Yeah, well,
no pun intended. Okay, Iga Swiatek, 1-point player. Next, all these are 2-point players. Bianca Andreescu. Let's go.
Obviously, you believe in her.
Yeah, as long as she can stay healthy, she's gonna make the final. Okay, scratch that. Next one, Madison the Car Keys. Let's go. I got her. She's been to the semifinals before in 2018, and all of a sudden, because of COVID and all of a sudden, she just sucks. Who? Madison Keys.
She hasn't been doing well.
That's
on
okay.
clay. I pick her on hardcourt, not clay.
Okay,
she's American, but then it's Collins. But Collins has proven to do pretty well in play. So
next one,
she's more consistent.
Another 2-point player. Potty mouth Putseva herself. She's about 3'2", but she's got some funk in her trunk. Yeah, let's go. She fires up. She plays, man. She's like, what? Care what you think about me? Care what you think about me? Kiss my ass, and you can kiss my ass too. I'm gonna try to beat you.
Oh, he's got that pick, Gene.
What?
Go ahead. He's got that pick.
Let's go. Next player, Naomi Osaka. You cannot tell me you're not going to take a 2-point player that's won 4 majors. I don't care if she loses in the first round or not, but if she gets hot, watch out.
Last year he was like, anyways, go ahead.
What? If Naomi Osaka wins this tournament, I'm going to do a show and completely laugh at all of you.
Right, and go look at your last show what you said about her.
Next, Alexandrova. Look, Alexandrova, I get it, may not be the best player on earth, but she's consistent, and she has a very workable draw.
Oh man. Anyways.
Let's go, Osaka.
You must have listened to this channel.
I haven't watched the tennis. Okay, so now obviously I haven't. We don't have any time. We got home after a rainstorm, and look,
he listened to the dumbass people on tennis channel.
Look, we were both very frustrated. So we live an hour away from where we teach lessons. It's a club, but we live an hour away, and we got there and it's clay courts, and it started raining. So when it pours rain, it takes a couple hours for the courts to even be playable because you'll sink in the courts like concrete. And there's been rain so we have to come back because we can't go back and forth. We live an hour. And with the detour, we have a detour, some train tracks that makes it. We have to go all the way around to like Irvington and around to get home. So it's like an hour and a half right now. But anyway, the next player, Petra Martic. Petra Martic is a consistent player. She has a workable draw. She's a very humble player. I think she's gotten frazzled a few times, but consistently she's got good sportsmanship. You're never going to see her go too crazy.
Good pick.
Let's go, Petra Martic.
That's a good pick.
The next one, Jill Teichmann.
Yeah, someone mentioned that.
Jill Teichmann has a workable draw. And we tend to forget that Jill Teichmann wears the high socks. She's got the high socks. They're like calf covering socks.
Mhm.
And I wear those type of socks because if you have skinny legs like I do or Jill Teichmann has, the long socks make you actually look like you got a little bit of something down there. And then plus when I blew out my knee, I lost all my quadriceps muscles. So the tall socks are workable for Jill Teichmann. Therefore, I'm taking them as well. Now, for the 3-point qualifier or wild card player, I had two options. I was going to pick one player because of simply their name, and they were meeting another qualifier in the first round, or Donna Vekic, because Donna Vekic, again, as you all know, has been historically a good player.
Mm.
She used to date Stanislaus Wawrinka,
But you gave me shit
but
about
she fell off.
She had injury.
But
Knee
whatever.
surgery, I think.
Well, she hasn't come back from it too well.
Should have bet on a soccer player. She could beat her.
Okay, fair enough. So I had two options. I had to choose between volley nets, which because of her name, volley net, get lost.
She's American.
Volley nets.
Wait, she's American. What did I tell you? You didn't listen to my advice, did
She
you?
got some volley nets though.
She might be better off on grass. Just saying, knee socks are the push-up bras for calves. Yeah, they are.
I don't even know where volley
And
nets
you know
are.
heels too. For those girls that don't have calves, if you wear high heels, it helps you. And if you don't have thighs, it helps you. And then if
What helps you?
So like I don't like wearing too many high heels because I already have thick legs and thick calves. So it just makes it go. That's so like Serena when she wears them, it's like boom.
It makes you.
But if you don't have legs and you're a girl, wear the high heels. It'll make your legs look like you work out, even though you don't.
Which one?
Just saying.
Here, let me show you a good picture of Carlita.
Oh, God.
She's got the high heels on.
Yeah, there's my socks. There's my tan.
Look at that girl. She's like, what?
My tan line.
Make her say,
My tan line is horrible. Anyway,
That was
stop.
yeah. Oh man, I get off on that. It's really good. Okay.
William said, thanks for the advice, Carla. We'll order a pair of 6-inch heels right now. Oh, brother. All right, come on.
There you go. Okay, so anyway, I picked volley nets. Look, we've seen some of volley nets play this year. We've seen a couple of her matches. You know, I'm not saying the greatest thing since sliced bread, but she's played some quality matches this year. I still can't find where she is on my draw, and I wrote her.
She's a what? A qualifier?
Yeah, she's. I think she's a wild card actually. Oh, here she is. So volley nets plays Golubic in the first round.
And I have Golubic going through a few rounds.
Then volley nets will play Rybakina. Now, look, we know Rybakina has been hot. She's a strong player.
She's not.
But hey, if your name's volley nets, that means I can get to the net and I can volley and not hit it in the net.
But this is clay, so that won't help you.
At least I won't hit it to the net because I can volley.
Not gonna help her.
All right, what are some of the biggest storylines on the women's side? Let's look at Iga Swiatek's match-winning streak. Huge.
Yeah.
Right now, she's nowhere close to the likes of Steffi Graf, right, or Martina Navratilova and so forth. But she's got to start, right? Naomi Osaka being doubted once again on clay. Do you think Naomi Osaka has any slight bit of confidence in this French Open?
No.
I do.
Oh, Jean Leoli. Hey, what about? There's something I wrote here. A name. I saw this qualifier. Gramatikoglu. It's got like 16 or 17 letters for the last name.
I missed this.
I've never seen a last name like that. Grammatikoglu.
So
that's a long ass name.
That's like Patrick Moratoglu's daughter. See, Grama Trocomparoulou Valentin. They're from Greece.
Yeah, that's a long ass name.
Yeah. So tomorrow, is it true that tomorrow?
I've got, by the way, Tomljanovic upsetting Kontaveet in the first round.
Okay. Intriguing first round matchups of a lot of these first round matches. Which first round matchups would you like record and go back and watch?
Anisimova, Osaka.
Okay, Osaka's gonna win that.
That's funny.
Okay, I'm telling you, I'm waiting on the bet for that.
Mm-hmm. Next match that I would like to see.
And by the way, matches start tomorrow at 4 a.m.
Townsend and Caroline Garcia. I had picked Townsend.
Good
in
match.
The first round. Kalinskaya is Madison Keys' first opponent.
Kalinskaya used to date Nick Kyrgios, and if Nick Kyrgios was able to date Kalinskaya, that means Kalinskaya's focus is not necessarily 100% on tennis. I don't believe in betting like your house on anything because your wife would get really mad at you. But I would bet on the person that plays Kalinskaya because her priorities are obviously not in the tennis. If you date,
Kerber is another one I want to see because I think she's going down.
okay,
In men's, definitely I want to see Tsonga play Ruud, and I'm gonna be rooting for Tsonga.
I'm going to be rooting for a great match between Londero and Alcaraz. I like Alcaraz a lot. We've talked about him for a while. Londero the same way. I would really like to see the battle of the South American, the Argentinian Londero against the European Spaniard. I think that first round match is going to be great. Again, I'm not saying Londero is going to beat Alcaraz, but Alcaraz, again, has played a lot of tennis. He's young, and now he's jumping into a major, which Londero has been around a fair share of his own. I think Londero has a shot tomorrow. I really think he does. I think Londero, don't be shocked if Alcaraz loses to Londero.
Tsitsipas Musetti is the first round that I want to see.
Great match.
I'm going to watch Brooksby and Cuevas just because I want to laugh at him. I think it's going to be hilarious. Opelka Krajinovic, another match.
Now you mentioned Brooksby. Brooksby did it. Is it not true that Brooksby played Djokovic in like the first or second round of the U.S. Open last year? And didn't Brooksby win a set, like the initial set, or am I wrong? Or was it a close set? Didn't Brooksby, or was that Holger Rune? I think Brooksby won a set off of Djokovic, I think. Or was it really close, like 7-6 or something?
Well, I'm glad that she retired from the match. I mean, I don't even know why some of these players play a week before their Grand Slam. I just wouldn't do that.
All right, so I'm going to reveal my women's finals and winners. Now, remember that
You already said your
the final.
Oh, no.
I didn't mention that. I
Oh.
mentioned the fantasy team. Now, remember, if you can correctly predict the men's final, which again I predicted Rafael Nadal beating Casper Ruud. My women's final, which I'm going to release now, I have predicted that Iga Swiatek is going to beat Bianca Andreescu. Yes, the same match that just happened recently. I think Swiatek wins that. Again, it's a coin toss. I think, by the way, and check my math on this, but I think the last like 3 out of 5 or maybe 5 out of 7 women's French Open champions have been unseeded players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Krejcikova last year unseeded?
She's number 2 this year. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, think about that. So $500 cash if you can correctly predict the men's finalists and winners. Mine being Nadal beating Casper Ruud, and mine as well being Iga Swiatek versus Bianca Andreescu. Again, we're not going to win our own prizes, so I just do it to compete with you guys and gals. And then don't forget that the fantasy team submissions, if you are playing the top 2 people, there's not just one winner, there's 2 winners. So the top 2 fantasy teams, and Carla and I are not, I mean, we do it. We've read you our teams, but we're not playing, obviously. We're paying you, not us. But there will be 2 winners for the fantasy team. So if you have any interest in winning that 50, do a little bit of research, pencil win something. Sometimes, by the way, if you pencil win something and you don't even really look too much into it, sometimes someone that really doesn't spend a lot of time on it will win it, where someone else has spent a lot of time on it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it for today. Guys, we love you a lot. It's a lot of fun to come here and talk tennis with you. If there's any questions you have about the fantasy teams or how to submit those picks, again, there's a separate video. We have a playlist that says 2022 clay court season, early clay court season. Just click on the playlist, expand it, and you'll see a video that's titled Roland Garros 2022 $500 cash giveaway / fantasy team giveaway. All the rules are there. It's relatively brief. Thomas Chi out there, you'll see his last name is QI in the chat. And Gene Swart, you'll see it, Gene Swart 47. Both of these gentlemen keep up with it, so they're checking each other's homework, and it comes out really well. And yes, Gene Swart and Thomas Chi, we will take care of you no matter what. So everybody get your teams in. And if anyone can predict the men's finals, the women's finals accurately, and both winners, we will send you $500 cash immediately by PayPal, Western Union, whatever works for you. We've sent money to someone in Romania. What was it, Romania? Where we have to get the currency change over? Do you remember?
It wasn't Romania. It was like it was on a movie about guns. Remember?
Yeah, somewhere like the Baltics.
Yeah, I remember that movie with the guns. They go to this
Moldova.
Yes. Moldova.
Yeah, and they were really excited about it. So we went out of our way to go to Western Union to find a way to transfer like $50 US to like Moldovan money, and they didn't think we would do it. We did it, And they were so excited because it was like more money than they had made in a very long time. So we were happy to do that. It made us feel really good. Karma, let's go. Positive karma. Do not forget.
Do not pick up soccer.
You're wrong there. Do not forget one huge thing. Don't never forget this, please. Be kind. Be kind. Kind. Be kind. Because everyone you meet is fighting a tough battle. It doesn't mean if you're super rich or super broke, or if you're super happy or super not. Everyone has different things that they deal with. We're human beings. We have emotions, and there's nothing we can do about that. So just be kind, because we have a lot of people that, say this, and we have a lot of people that say that. Man, we would have been up shit creek without a paddle a long time ago if we wouldn't have been kind, right?
All right.
So anyway, much love to you guys. We will see you. Oh, by the way, tomorrow is Sunday, Domingo in Spanish. Tomorrow's Sunday, and the next day is Monday. Okay, I have to spell that out. Pretty simple. But tomorrow it's supposed to rain all day.
It's our day off anyway. So
and it's our day off.
Right.
And then on Monday it's supposed to rain all day, and it's our day off.
Well, we'll be doing a lot of errands. We have appointments.
Yeah. So we will do our next live show either tomorrow or Monday, and maybe a short one on either day, because we try to do shows every day during majors.
Yeah, Tuesday will be busy.
Yeah,
Wednesday will be busy.
Well,
so we'll try to fit it in.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but before we decided to transfer where we teach, we indicated to them we did a show every time during majors, and it was important to us. And they said they would make sure that the internet was set up, and it still has not happened.
That's not the case, and we have lessons till late.
Yeah, so believe me, we are going to continue to do what we have done, and the same thing that we've always told people that we are going to do. We work hard, and we deserve to keep doing what we have worked so hard to accomplish.
All right.
And that we will. All right, take care. Don't forget, watch the fantasy team video. If you have not, it's like 3 or 4 videos from our latest upload to now. So check it out. Make sure to sub, and you're in. All right?
Got it.
Peace out.